Hi everyone. I'm wanting to share a tip with you concerning your kitchen that maybe will help you with your life. I've recently purchased this. It's an MX5500. It's what would be used to put prices on food either at a secondhand store, a dollar store, or what I'm using it for is because there's 8 digits right here, I'm using it for the date. So the year's got 4 digits, the month has 2 digits, and the day number has 2 digits. And so if you're looking for consistency, the typing on here is going to be the same, and it won't get sloppy after using it 8 or 10 times compared to writing it out by hand. So why I've purchased this is that I'm really focusing on cooking my meals ahead in bulk and then freezing them. So when I buy a batch of groceries, I want to know what is the new food and maybe what's left over from the last time I bought groceries. So an example of this may be crushed tomatoes that I bought 8 cans before and only used 6, so I could see an older date and know to use those first. Why I bring this up to you is as a strategy to maximize your quality of life. So if you're living by yourself like I do, it's much easier to cook a batch of food up and quite honestly doesn't create that much more dishes compared to just cooking a single meal. With the batch cooking, you need to think through what is your system going to be for storing the food, so the freezer and the freezer space you'll need, and logistically, can you cook for yourself, or could you give $50 to a family member, a trusted friend, or a neighbor so that when they're cooking, they make a little bit of extra, then bring you the dishes and put them in your freezer to help you as a practical way of offering support to get you through either if you're going through a hard time or just as an ongoing strategy to kind of pick you up if you're going through a hard time. So I use this both to date the food as I buy it from the grocery store and also to date the containers that are in the freezer. So the alternative option is to avoid using either restaurant food that's high in fat and salt or living on food that's easy to get ready, like living on cereal, for example. If you're going to cook ahead and freeze your meals, I would suggest you get maybe 5 or 6 different types of food ready so that there's a variety and that you won't get bored with it. I've got these containers, and I'll put a picture up, and one of them gives me my meals for the day. And so if I've got 5 different meals in the refrigerator, all in their own vertical stacks, I know to just kind of go around the circle and just take out a different one each day. You know, if you've got a home care worker with you, they could know to take one out the night before for you so that it's on thawed when lunchtime comes. And it's just a matter of using your microwave or toaster oven. Or for example, my oven has a timer that you just put something in for 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20-25 minutes and it's warmed up. I tend to use the timer on the off chance that I fell asleep while the food was getting warmed up so it wouldn't start a kitchen fire. Now, the practical part of this is freeing you up from cooking so that you can do the things in life that you really enjoy. So in an earlier video this month, I talked about making yard drainage and the processes that this is going through. The little bit that I'm doing towards this has been keeping me, pegged at what I'm capable of. So I need the meals ahead of time so that I can focus on this. I want to give this to you as a tool or as a tip to maximize your quality of life. In other words, if you're thinking about how you're going to live your life now that you've had whatever happened and you've got a disability, this may be one of the strategies that you start to build your life on. And after you get half a dozen strategies, all of a sudden you're back to where you're living life and you feel like it's under control because you've got solutions, you know how it's going to go, you know how to do things again, and you can start to be focused on living life opposed to surviving. So I know it's really hard when you're in that lower stage and you're figuring things out. I would encourage you to persevere, to have hope and faith that things will get better, and then do what you have control over and be willing to ask others when it's appropriate and helpful to do so. I hope each of you are doing okay. Thanks so much for this time that you spent with me. Bye for now.